Hey, what is up, everyone? Today I'm going to bring you the ultimate guide to gems and fellowship. I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about gems so that you can start gearing your character and experiencing what fellowship has to offer at the higher end. So we're going to get into our game right here. Basically, what you need to know about gems is they are a resource that will drop for you that you can then socket into your gear. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you gem power. Gem power can be put into any of these tracks depending on what gem you have. It will give you a different bonus depending on the gem color. So, for example, I have a lot of blue gems and I have a lot of yellow gems, as you're seeing right now. These blue gems are going to provide me spirit for the most part, right? So you're going to read this first trait. While Spirit of Heroism is active, your strength, agility, intellect is increased by 8%. So Spirit of Heroism is the ultimate ability. When you use that, you'll gain Spirit of Heroism. It's not your ultimate ability, but it's an extra bonus that you get. It's like haste, right? So now when that is active, I gain 8% strength during my ult, basically. And then the second one right here is 100 stamina, 100 spirit. And you'll notice these progressively get better and better as you go up the tiers. Some of them have like different tracks. So for example, right here is a resonating soul. So for each 10% health that I am missing, I will take 1% reduced damage. There's a resonating soul 2 that will replace this right here. For every 10% health that I am missing, now I will take 3% reduced damage. So if I am at 10% health, I'm going to be taking like 27% reduced damage or something. I don't really know how much. 9 times 3, 9, 18, 27. Math, right? And this goes all the way to the top right here, where now the duration of my Spirit of Heroism is active for 18 seconds longer. So you notice when I'm ult, this is my Spirit of Heroism right here. It's up to 38 seconds or something. If I were to remove like all of my gear, it would be like way lower. I don't know what the default is, but it's probably around the duration of your ult. So yeah, pretty cool. Like these benefits can get really good. You're gonna notice for my haste ones, they're a little bit different. So right here, I gain 3% haste for 10 seconds each time I deal damage to or heal a character that has 30% or less health. When you damage a low health enemy, you gain 3% haste. This increases, and I think that I have the increased version up here. So now I gain 9% haste instead. And also I have 300 stamina, 300 haste from this one. I retain 3% haste for my Spirit of Heroism when it is not active. So you notice all these traits start to add up. Now, there is no definitive, like, number one best gem to build for anyone right now. That being said, there are some things that you can kind of use as a guideline. So, for example, for Helena, haste is really good. So, haste gems are generally going to be taken. A lot of Helenas are taking yellow gems. There are some Helenas that are taking green gems because they give you expertise. It makes you more durable, right? Some Helenas are taking blue, like myself. But I think that like predominantly you're seeing a lot of green, a lot of yellow. So if you are curious about your character, I can't go over every single character right here, but what you can do is you can go to fellowshiplogs.com right here. And if you are interested, I would go to rankings and then just look up like your character, right? So if you go to all heroes, say for example, I am playing Artios, right? If I want to see what the top Artioses are running, I can click on their profiles right here. It'll open them up and you can actually just look. And you can see, okay, these guys have a lot of purple gems. They have a couple of yellow gems. This guy has a red gem, right? What does this guy have? This guy has a lot of purple. He has a couple green, and then he's got a yellow. You're going to notice that most of the people who are playing your class are running different things. You can also check their gem power down here at the bottom, and you can see exactly what they're getting out of that gem track. So if we look at this gem power, we're going to see that he has 2664 in the purple ones. So what is that going to get him? I'm going to assume it's the top one right here. And then you read at the bottom, equip 2640 additional amethyst power to unlock this node. So you're going to see that he has the 12% more damage and healing from his critical strikes. So that's pretty cool for him. Another note is that any point above, so he has a little bit over this cap right here. It says it's 2640 right here, and he has 2664. So since he's like 24 over the cap, that the stats aren't useless. I think it gives you a little bit of main stat is what it gives you. So while it's probably not as good as getting like something like this, right? Like if you go into like a different track and like this one will give you 140 stam, 8 strength and intellect. That one might be better than just like dumping gem power into the same one, but it does provide a little bit of value if you go a little bit over. So a small note right there. Now, how do we get these gems? Like that's kind of the whole thing, right? So if you're new to the game, you're probably not actually going to notice that you're getting gems at all. You can't get gems during the early levels of the game. So if you are in contender right now, you're not going to be able to get gem drops and you're not going to be able to get sockets. So it doesn't matter, right? But once you time the contender capstone right here, the 7, now gems are eligible to drop after this point. So you can get gems in Contender 7, and then any point after Contender 7, the drop rate on gems will increase. So if we go into Adept Dungeons right here, you're going to notice that gems can actually drop from these. Doesn't actually tell you that gems can drop in this little section here, so I'm not actually sure why, but I do know that past Adept, you are able to get gems, right? And the other thing too is now these items that you get are now able to drop sockets. So sockets are important because you need to be able to put your gems in them. Not all sockets are created equal though. As you start to scale up the ranks, you can eventually get empowered sockets. Now, I actually don't think that this is possible until maybe Paragon League, maybe you could hit the Paragon 7. I don't know exactly like the official point, but I know that the drop rate for them increases once you get to Eternal 10. At Eternal 10, the drop rate for Essence increase items is going to increase. So you notice this item right here, this Goblin's Girl, when I mouse over it, it tells you that you have an Essence bonus plus 35% at the bottom. That means that this gem, which is worth 360 Essence, is going to be worth 35% more. So this is really valuable because now it can help you hit like different tracks that you would not normally be able to hit. So right here, for example, you'll notice legendaries give 100% Essence bonus. So your bigger gems, theoretically, you want to put into the legendary items. All right, I jumped ahead a little bit here. So basically, one last point on gems is that you will always loot a small gem from the dungeons. You cannot loot anything larger than a small gem. 3 small gems can be upgraded into a large gem. 3 large gems can be upgraded into a splendid, and then 3 splendid can be upgraded into a flawless. So you guessed it, for you to loot a flawless or for you to create a flawless, it's going to take 27 gems. There is a gem cap in the game of 92, and this is basically just to prevent you of crafting a bunch of flawless gems and then putting them all into your gear and then like decking out on every single gem tree. It makes it so you have to be a little bit more selective about what you want to run in your builds, right? So for example, I'm at the gem cap right now. I have all my gems in. That's why I just have this one random gem sitting here. I can't really do anything with it, right? There is nowhere in the game where it tells you that there is a gem cap right now. So don't be deceived. You want to count up how many gems that you have and make sure that you are not at gem cap. Luckily, there is a good resource that you can use. If you search Gem Calculator Fellowship, what you can do is you can import the gems that you have. So you're going to see right here, what I have is I have 1 flawless right here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 splendids. I have 1, 2, 3 splendids there. And then I have 1 small right there. They're going to notice if I try to add another large right here, it's not going to let me because I'm at the gem cap. I could add 1 small one, but then I'm also at the gem cap right now. So yeah, you're going to see right there. Basically, once you hit the gem cap, you cannot loot any more gems. Do not get deceived here. A lot of people have been trying to farm gems, not realizing that they're at gem cap. It is a waste of time. So now another note is that as you upgrade these gems, they actually lose value. That's going to sound weird, but you're going to notice if you mouse over this small ruby right here, it is worth 120 gem essence. When you turn it into a large ruby, it is only worth 240 gem essence. And basically the reason for this is that this is so you can't craft just a bunch of flawless rubies, and then they would be like worth a whole bunch, and then you can get a bunch of the gem tracks. They want you to be more selective about what traits you want to target. So this is important early on, especially because if you have 3 splendids, and you have like 3 sockets, you actually don't want to turn those 3 splendids into a flawless because you're going to get more gem power out of having them just be 3 splendids. The only reason that I actually have a flawless right here is because I have run out of sockets to put gear into, right? If I didn't have enough sockets, and I would probably want to split this gem down and just have the 3 splendids instead of the 1 flawless because I would gain more gem power from that. And I actually did do that for a while. The gem drop rate will increase all the way up until Eternal 2. Once you get to Eternal 2, this is the maximum amount of chance that you will have to loot gems. So if you're looking for like specifically a gem farm, you probably want to do an Eternal 2. I know the Heart of Tazari is pretty fast. That being said, I don't think you can loot 2 gems from the Heart of Tazari. The main reason that people do this is it drops 270 loot and it drops 2 pieces, right? It's very fast. But if you wanted to just specifically target gems, you might want to run something like this Wormheart here or like Sailor's Abyss or something, right? Now, if you wanted to target Essence bonus gear, you can go up to 10, and then this has an increased chance to drop Essence bonus gear. The only bonus that you can loot is plus 35%, which is you're going to see on my bracers right here, my boots. A lot of the grind in this game is trying to farm this Essence bonus gear because it is kind of hard to come by. You notice I actually don't have it on my rings or my helmet right here, so I could potentially have access to more stuff if I had that right now, but I don't. There also is another increase once you get to Eternal 20. Once you get to Eternal 20, you get an even higher chance of looting that Essence bonus gear, and that's basically where it caps out. Past Eternal 20, there's no benefit of running an Eternal 30 or 40. It is all the same. Oh, that's basically the whole gist of gems. Hopefully you understand it a little bit now. Like I said, there are a lot of different variations on what people are running for gems. Some people are going full into one track. Some people are going half into one track. Some people are picking up the 3 traits right here because those are pretty good. I saw Helena who had 3 diamond, 3 green, 3 purple, or 3 red or something. They just have like a bunch of traits. It's giving them a bunch of stats and stuff. There's no definitive best right now. And I think that part of the reason for that is because this game is so customizable. You can get these weapons, and then you have a billion different weapon traits, which we've talked about in other videos. You have your talents, which are customizable. You have your gems, which are customizable. It doesn't seem like there is one definitive build, at least for Helena, I know that's true. And I'm assuming it's true for other characters right now. So it is very interesting right now in the game. You can kind of do whatever feels best to you. But if you are looking for what is actually the best right now, I would go to the leaderboard, like I said, click on a few of these guys, see what they're running, try to copy that. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel down below. Feel free to check me out on Twitch. I've been streaming pretty often. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next one.